Welcome back to our coverage of the 2011 Kentucky Derby. We're going to preview in this segment the horse Nehro, and he is starting out of post position 19. And Dave, he finished second in the Arkansas Derby, and surprisingly enough, the morning line odds on him 6-1, so they're giving him some consideration here. What do you think with this horse in the outside post?
Yeah, obviously the outside post doesn't hurt him too bad because he is expected to drop back. So I'm sure I didn't see the reaction to the post position draw, but I'm sure they weren't too upset. My concern with them is, a little bit of seconditis. Two losses, finishing second, ran good races, didn't quite get there. You do worry about those horses that just don't seem to have that will to win. There's some horses that get it.
We call them the bridesmaids.
Yeah, right. And so there's some horses that definitely know or want to have that will to get ahead of the other horses they're racing against. So it does raise a red flag when you start seeing a horse getting seconditis. But the other concern is only has a maiden win. Kind of an offshoot of that. So yeah, but there's been a lot of people that are very high on this horse. I mean, they do see those second place finishes as improving and moving forward, which I can understand that. I just don't like that short of a price when I'm have a horse that hasn't proven it yet.
Everything you say I agree with, Dave. One of the things that I'm looking at again, in these previews, we're playing devil's advocate, trying to find the good points and the bad points. The horse he finished second to in the Arkansas Derby is the horse Arch, and that'll be the last time I refer to him that way. He's going to be AAA the rest of the way for me because I'm not going to keep saying that. But if you compare the two horses in that race, and again, we talk about how you can go back and look at replays and watch both horses, AAA got the jump on him in that race and was able to hold him off. Nehro had to wait for clearance and to get his closing kick going in the stretch. That's one thing that I think, looking at that race, even though Nehro finished second, I was more impressed with him than I was with Arch. The other factor that I got, and I don't know how much you put into it, we haven't really talked about jockeys too much in this, but in that race in the Arkansas Derby, Corey Noctitano was the first time he had ridden this horse, and they finished second by a neck. I'm always of the belief that the second time a jockey's on a horse, he's familiar with him. He knows some of his quirks and different things and how the time moves and stuff. I always think it's going to be better. The jockey's going to learn from his first test drive, so to speak, and that is a plus for this horse moving forward. Now, is that enough of a plus to look at a horse that's going to be a stone cold closer in a 20-horse field from the 19th post position at morning line odds of 6-1? If I'm going to be looking at a horse like that, I want to see double digits on the tote board, not 6-1.
Right. He was 9-1 in the in the Arkansas Derby, and now much bigger field and better horses.
And the horse that he finished second to is 10-1.
Right.
So yeah, exactly. So it's a horse that's got a lot of talk in the Derby and it's got some people looking at him. I believe actually on race day the odds will creep up on him. I just can't see this horse as a 6-1 type horse. But again, he's a horse you have to consider on your exactas and stuff and tries. He definitely has the talent and is looking like a horse that's improving. And obviously with the second place itis or bridesmaid every time, you wouldn't want to leave him off too many exotics. Right. So that's my take on him. Any closing thoughts you have on Nehro before we move on?
Yeah, I would just pair what you said. I think, you want to use him in the exotics because, he should be among the contenders. And again, I'm a handicapper. I'm a very forgiving handicapper, and I always try to look for, what a horse can do to get in there. And so, he definitely does fit. I'm not saying that I'm going to throw him out, but I'm just saying I'm not putting him on top and use him sparingly.
Okay, well, in the next segment, we talked about the three morning line favorites, and what we're going to do in the next segment coming up, we're going to group some of our value plays from Dave and myself. We're going to look at horses that are a little more mid-price to long shot, and we feel have serious possibility to make some noise on Saturday. So we'll be back with those horses next.